Hey, 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 everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy post Thanksgiving. How's everybody feeling? Did you eat a lot? Did you spend time with family? Drop your Black Friday sales in the comments. What did y'all grab? I want to know because maybe it's still on sale. You know how they do, they drag it out. It might be pink, what is it, Pink Wednesday or something. I don't know. But drop it in the comments. I want to know what you got. What did you do? Did you have an amazing time? I just want to say that I am so thankful for each and every one of you that show up every single Wednesday evening, hang out with us, giggle with us, and give us all the love, sharing it, and just showing up and being with us. And I want to say that I'm thankful for these two beautiful ladies on here with me as well that chose to walk this out with me. I love it. And I know it doesn't seem like it's been that long. It really has not been that long, but it has been an amazing time. And we've just literally just dug in every single episode. And I'm really excited for this episode. All props go to Dayna on this one. This is going to be a really good conversation. So share, hit that share button, get it out there, y'all. Get in here. Let's talk, say hello. Today we're talking about influencing. Are you an influencer? Do you consider yourself an influencer, or do you think that you're not? Drop it in the comments. We want to know. This is a big one because I think it's a business, and being an influencer it's a huge market right now. It's a very huge market. I see you ladies out there getting your bags because I know quite a few that do one deal and make $50,000. It's an amazing space to be in if you can be in it. But Dayna brought up a really good point some weeks back. She wants us to talk about it. I want y'all to talk about it. Let's get honest about this because it's going to be a hot topic. It might be a gut check. And like we've said before, Dayna said it beautifully on episode 1. If you missed it, go check it out. If you get upset, you got to look in that mirror. It is not about us. It's about you. And we want to talk about that. All right. So how can you be an influencer with no one to influence? Dayna Mama, give them what you got, girl.
Yeah. So as mentioned, I'm excited about this topic. and the first viewpoint I want to give when it comes to influencer with no one to influence, I really want to talk about the reality is during, to me, the pandemic, and then probably even before that, I feel like influencers in general gave us this illusion of how business and things could operate where we weren't catching up to it. And then, so maybe you're one in the comments that said, no, I'm not an influencer or whatnot. I'm just a regular small business owner. And the reason I want to say that is because so many times we don't realize a lot of these influencers or all of these people that are now posting and people are purchasing and things like that. Many of them have already built their communities, right? Whether they built their communities online, whether they built them in person, whether they built them, however they already built them, they already had fierce, loyal people coming to them, right? So then when they all of a sudden said, hey, and I'm now using this oil and it's helping my child. Oh, this is Aoi. So it helped my child when they bumped their head, right? Then you're like, oh, well, I already know, like, and trust her. So let me try it, right? And then, so we saw how those people just skyrocketed in their businesses and they had so much success. And we were like, that's me. I'm going to do what they do, right? So then we started posting about our Aoi to our 5 followers and said, hey, my son bumped his head and I used Aoi and it's amazing. And it was crickets. Nobody liked it except the heart that you gave it yourself. Nobody commented on it. Nobody was rushing to your DMs and saying, I want that. I want that. And so then we like shut down the business and said, this doesn't work. Oh, forget it. Oh, like, this is not for me. Right. But I want you to think about a lot of these influencers, right? Again, they already had an audience. So, and even when you think those numbers and statistics, I don't know the exact statistics, but a lot of them have 10,000 followers, right? They have 10,000 followers. I only need 5 of them to buy an oil for me to make a decent living, right? And so the odds are stacked against you if you're modeling your business and you're modeling your actions behind somebody that's an influencer that already has the know, like, and trust. They already have the audience and the influence of other people. And so I just would love to kind of open that. Have you been deceived by trying to follow the footsteps of an influencer and not yielding the same results and getting disappointed or getting discouraged? Let me know.
Drop it in the comments, y'all. Give us what you got and want to know.
Let us know. But I am one of those that have been influenced. I'm always looking to see what somebody else is doing. So like Dayna held up her oil. I was influenced to like get into the business of oils because I saw this lady laying in the hospital bed and she was sniffing this oil and she was going through that time of pushing out a baby. And I was like, oh, you could use an oil and you just push out your baby with no problem. Let me tell other people about this. Not having the experience at all. I was like, well, if it helped her, it's going to help everybody else. Let's get to it. And then I was like, okay, I need to first get certified in this so I can go tell everybody about this because I'm not having no babies right now. And when I would tell people about it, I was like, well, I got to buy this to get your services. No, I'm not saying that. This is just an added thing that you can get. And then I was like, okay, I got to take a step back because I'm not influencing how this one did over here. I need to rethink. Or it was one time I saw there was these TikTok leggings and I was like, ooh, if these people getting these reactions out of their husbands and boyfriends and other significant others, let me run out and buy these leggings because I want my husband to look at me like that. Girl, I bought every pair and every color.
Bought the leggings.
I bought the leggings. He ain't looked at me and time. Stop.
Wait a minute. Before you continue, you bought the leggings.
I bought them. I got
my husband was bringing me the TikToks like, you see these leggings? And I was like,
he ain't looked at me now once, y'all. So I am easily influenced. And so when I see stuff like that, it has to make me feel good first. So this lady laying in the hospital bed, getting ready to push out a baby. I had a traumatic 2 birth experiences. I was like, I want to make this easy for everybody. Let me go get this kit. Let me go get these oils. Let's help women birth babies. And it didn't work out like that. And then with these leggings over here, I didn't get the reaction that I wanted my husband to have. And it's just like, well, shoot, what's the point? Let me sit down somewhere. I'm not an influencer. I can't do it. So in the comments, are you like me? Are you easily influenced? Are you running out buying 6 pair of leggings to get some attention from your significant other? Or you just buy things just because it makes you feel good at the time? Let me know down there.
So Andrea, I got a question though, before I say anything about that. Cause listening to you, I'm like, and you ended it and it just was like, oh, wait a minute. So do you base your potential success off of being an influencer off of the failures, if you will, of purchasing from an influencer?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. So I don't think, no, them leggings didn't get me. Cause my very first thing was like, she done taped her butt up or something. Like, we didn't see what she did. I need to see you pull the pants up over your booty. I need to watch this thing take shape. I'm not purchasing it and putting no hope on no leggings that look like a sponge until I see you pull them up over your hiney and it pulls that thing up. Because I'm like, you did something before that. Something happened before that for you to get that reaction. Not today. Not today. I am naturally somebody that's like, and maybe it's past experiences. I can't really think of it. I know we've had a kind of conversation like prior to, coming live today. I think a lot of it is just like, y'all out to get me. Or like we mentioned in the last episode, people can be aggressive. So I am naturally, when I see something and I know, I be like, you trying to sell something. Just say it. Just like, I like the directness, but I also am like, don't come for me. I guess it's just a con, I guess, of the trade. Like, all of the things. We all know that there are leaders that will tell you, hit up your girlfriend that was your best friend when you was 5 years old and tell her, your kid's so cute. I saw y'all went to Disneyland. You should have took some Thieves hand sanitizer wipes with you. And I'm like, if you jump in my inbox and do that to me, I'm going to be like, on read, because that don't make no sense. It's going to take me like 2 hours to figure out, are you really hitting I ain't talked to you since we was wiping boogers under the desk at school. Like, I don't even understand. So I am naturally like, here they go. Or when I'm reading a post or watching somebody doing that, and I'm listening for that segue into what are you about to try to get somebody to do? Like, I just am like, you don't have to do that. Me personally, I respect it so much more if you're just like, look, like I'm coming today to show y'all what I got in my monthly order. I think y'all should buy this because I know that it works. And I know that if you give it a chance, it's going to work. This is what I got. I'm going to tell you how I use it, X, Y, and the amount of Z. I feel slighted if I'm like, hey, y'all, I just want to talk to y'all for a little bit and tell y'all about how it was when I drove up today into my driveway and saw this big behind raccoon. Oh, but let me show you this box that was there too. And it just seems like you trying to tell me haphazardly your box showed up. No, it didn't. You knew that box was there and you was going to open it and show me. And I can't. And the celebrity stuff is even worse for me. Like, because I know that's their job. Like, actors and actresses, big kudos, no down to you if you're an actor or an actress and you're watching this, first of all, hey, but no knockback to you. I love what you do, and it takes a lot to do what you do, but that's your job. Like, your job is to act. Your job is to make me feel whatever it is you're supposed to be giving to me. So if you jump on and I'm supposed to fall in love with this bungalow over the water, I really don't trust you, because I just saw you in a movie doing the same thing, sneaking behind somebody's back. Like, I don't know. It just, for me, is like, that's your job. You're paid to do it, and you're paid to sell me on it. And I also know people that take stuff just to get money, but hated the product.
Yeah.
But told you anyway. They just told you the facts. Like, these jelly beans will help your child sleep, but you made a post 2 weeks ago about how your child ate something and they broke out. And then when I reached out to you, like, are they okay? You were like, man, they ate one of those things and it was full of whatever and they broke out. So why are you selling it to anybody else? Why are you not being truthful? Like, you could have went, I know you might be under contract, so go back to the company and say, look, there's no way that I can do this or whatever without being honest and saying this didn't work. So it's a trust level for me, because it's like,
yeah,
I don't know. I think it's the world, y'all. I'm jaded. The world, everybody out. It's just, I don't know. It's too much. Give me a year, y'all.
I feel similar though. I'm very similar, where pretty much if everybody's doing it, I'm like, I'm going the other direction. Like, pretty much I'm like, okay, because I understand psychology, right? Because I understand how, advertising and marketing works, and the flashy this and the flashy that, and the empty promises made. And I'm not saying that all of it's bad or all of it's negative, but what I'm saying is it just puts me more on alert to make sure and confirm. Even, so if you've been watching us for a while, the industry that we're in, we all are with the same company. I was one of the last in my family to come around, like, because, and the crazy thing is, it wasn't my first introduction to the company. I grew up and we had some of Young Living oils, right? But when I was invited to a party, first of all, I came after the whole presentation, everything was done, right? And I come in, and all I did is I picked up flyers, because I was like, the person that invited me, my sister, I'm like, I'm the one that's all into holistic stuff. And so not all of a sudden she want to know something about some oils. You got to sell me something. You can't tell me that this bottle, of lavender is whatever price. Like, what makes it different? And so I did the research on my own to investigate and figure it out. And so I feel like when we talk about influencers and we get back to this subject at hand, we don't want that misinterpretation of what it looks like to be an influencer. So if you're one that you're like, okay, well, I don't have the following, I don't have that, and I'm not yielding the results, my next question to you is, what can you do instead? Right? What can you do instead? Because I feel like what happens then is you need to make a shift, right? You need to understand what message you want to convey to your people. And I know people say it all the time, but even if you're influencing only one, you're influencing only one, right? So you only have your 4 or 5 followers, but you still have 4 or 5 followers. And so you are an influencer over those 4 or 5 followers. So you have a duty to show up in a certain way. You have a duty to share your lifestyle and share what it is that you are offering to people, because you know what it's done for you. And I feel like if you have been burnt by an influencer, or if you have been burnt by even marketing that was somewhat deceitful, then you have an obligation to do it different. You have an obligation to say, hey, I'm going to show up completely different and be authentic, right? Yeah. Authenticity is trumping all now. And so as an influencer, again, whether you're watching this and you're like, actually, I do have 2.5 million followers, so, I think I'm doing pretty good, right? Whether you're on that level or you're like, I'm not quite there yet, I think there's a space for all of us to really consider, what am I putting out there? So I would love, even for you ladies, like, when you think about what you're putting out there, you have a level of influence. So what does that look like for you? What things are you attracted to, and what things detract you from making purchases or promoting yourself in that way?
When I think about promoting myself or just doing just random stuff, showing up, being goofy, I think I mentioned it, I don't know how many times back when episodes. I'm goofy. I like to be funny. I like to make other people laugh. I get more views on anything I do when I'm being my goofy, funny self. But then when I tell you, oh, use this help my kids sleep, and I get people in my inbox saying, well, what did you use for this again? And then nothing. So what was different from the funny video that I posted where 700 people watched it, and I said over here, this will help you sleep. And one person DM me, and then nothing.
Can I ask you a question though? When you say this helps you for sleep, have you put that into a funny video and showed how it helped that person to sleep?
No.
So I feel like, and I mean, I just gotta hop in, but like, from an influencing standpoint, right? What made the difference, right? Because you went from entertaining people to now I want to teach people. And now there's a level of education that you can put into the entertaining, because that is you. So your friends, your family, the people that know you, when they see you show up funny, they're like, oh, that's Andriana. We know who she is. But then when all of a sudden you're like, but this helps you with sleep, they're like, I don't know who that is, because that ain't how she normally act. Why you acting weird now? Right? So stop being weird, y'all. if you know that certain aspects are not part of your personality, but that's how you're showing up, you're not going to convert to sales. You're not going to convert to people actually wanting to know more about it. I know for me, I am a words person. I be having novels on my stuff. I can't tell you how many times I will, friends or family will like something. I'd be like, oh, did you read my post? They're like, oh, you had words on it? I just saw the picture and I liked it, right? So I have this beautiful poetic novel on how they should use this and that or the other. And all they said was, oh, that's so cute. Look at her oils. Right? So we got to think about, how do you pull that from the present online and make genuine connections with those people? going back to belly, right? Shaking people's hands, taking those conversations offline, because I feel like when we talk about influencing, right, there's a level that we can give people a taste online, but you really convert it when you then bring them out and into your community.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Like, my husband would love to get a hold to you to help you make some advertisements, because he tried to make me do that. That's what his is like. You gotta tell the people. And in my head, I'm like, that's like, no, that's not. I'm like, Dayna, like, I have a whole emotional thing to tell you. I mean, if y'all have been with us through 12 episodes at this point, you know Dayna and I can go from sun up to sundown talking about a topic. And that's how my posts are. And that's where I used to get caught up, because I would be like, I don't know how to tell you what I want to tell you in this however many characters I got to tell you. And I don't want to say go check the comments, because I know when somebody says, I'm not going to read what else you put in your comments, because I had to switch off and switch up. I don't want to do that. I want it all to be right in front of me. But I also know that when I read somebody who's got along, if I have to click see more and I see you got 10 pages, you got like 3 lines before I'm like, nope. But I'm that way with music. Like, I could have a song come on for 10 years and I will click past it, because the first 30 seconds, not even that long, you get 3 seconds with me, I'm gonna be real. The first 3 seconds do not touch me. And then I'll hear it, and my husband be in his garage, I'll hear it and be like, well, that was dope. And he'll be like, that sounds like 10 years old. And I'll be like, then he'll start it over, and I'm like, well, that's why, because the beginning was real dumb. I have to be like, it has to be like, so for me, first of all, I do want to go back and say, I'm not saying that I look at anybody who's an influencer like that's your title as like, nope, don't come to me. It's not like that, I swear. It's just like, I want people, like Dayna just said, be authentic. Because if you're starting from ground zero, I think you should start how you means to finish. Like, if you're like Andriana saying, you're goofy. I laugh at myself all the time. If you ever see my stories, my lives right now, I will laugh for no reason. I don't know if I hear something funny in my head or whatever it is, but I'm just gonna laugh. Everything is funny. But I didn't do that when I first started. Like, I would suppress it, and then it'd make me look like a psycho because I'm trying not to laugh at you. So my eyes got big, I did weird stuff. Go how you start, how you mean to finish. Like, come on. And if you're somebody who cusses like a sailor, I mean, do you, boo? Like, give it, because I know plenty, even within our industry and our market and with our exact company, who that's who they are. Like, they drop them left and right, and it is what it is. People who don't like it will not show up with you. They're not your people, and they're not for you. Like, you don't want somebody who's going to judge you for that within your hemisphere. Like, let them go their own separate way. But starting from zero, you have to create what, like what Dayna said, that they have to know you, they have to like you, and then they have to trust you. If any of that's missing, you're not going to grow. But for me, it was letting go of that number. Like, you would see influencers, you would see somebody be like, I have 2.5 million followers. And then they would miss that part of like, but prior to this, I was a photographer, I was a dog shampooer, you know. And then it was like, oh, so you did something else and you've been in this space for 10 years. Okay, there's a difference. Like, starting from zero, you're not going to have 2.5 unless you do something that goes viral. But to Dayna's point, I have 1,000 followers, right? You got 1,000 followers. If you've got 800 customers or loyal people from 1,000, and somebody's got 2.5 and they got 200, your odds are better. Your numbers are better. So it is the connection piece. I know some people are still not wanting to go out, but I think when people see me offline and they talk to me, or those people who do book calls with me and they talk to me and they're like, you know, I've gotten messages after like, you're exactly the same on the phone as you are online. And it always, in my smart aleck mind, I be wanting to be like, what did you want me to say? Like, all of us want me to come on and be like, what? Are you gonna buy from me? Like, I'm not gonna change. But I didn't start that way, and it was weird. And I saw that shift when I showed up as me. And like Dayna said, I knew who I was talking to and who I wanted to be talking to.
Yeah.
When I'm talking, I'm very direct about who it is. I try to do the selling to everybody. And I think that's a huge turnoff. That's a huge turnoff. You cannot sell to a billion people or how many billion people are in the world. You can't sell to everybody. Like, let that go. And like Dayna said, if you got 4 people you're selling to, sell to those 4 people.
Yeah.
Sell those 4 people.
And can I just say too, so if you're watching this, in the comments, let us know if you are like, I've been posting, I'm not converting, I'm not getting the results I want. Let us know. I want you to let us know in the comments. Yes, I'm struggling. I've done all the things. I have the pretty graphics. I have done 1 reel a day for 30 days challenge, and I've done all of the things, and I'm getting viewership or I'm getting notice, but I'm not converting to sales. I'm not converting to what I want. Let us know. And the one thing that I want to challenge you to, because even for myself, I would say that I have a decent presence online. I would say a decent. I'm definitely not like even micro influencer level, but I was real sad when my Oilyhairboss account got hacked, because I had finally got to 5,000. I thought I was somebody at 5,000, right? And I had to start all over. But I know for me, my online presence cultivates relationships, but it isn't until I pull it offline that I convert to sales. And so even in your business, I want you to look at, to me, the fact that, Andriana, that people were DMing you is a better sign than the amount of people that were viewing something else. Yeah. And the reason that's a better sign is because they took an action, right? And so it's easy to scroll and view something, right? But it takes a little more effort to click on something and say, hey, I'm going to message somebody, or click on an email and say, let me check this out. Or I'm going to even go to their profile, right, and see what they're all about, right? You want to have things in place that then you convert from there. And a lot of times I work with small businesses, or I talk to small businesses, and that's what the missing piece is. Either they're drawing a lot of viewership and they're drawing a lot of action, but there's nothing converting. And if you're an influencer, you're still in a business, right? Yeah. Or if you're trying to influence someone, you're still in a business. So it doesn't matter if you have 10,000 on that reel if you didn't get not one person comment, or you didn't get not one person in your DMs, right? And so do the things that are working, repeat those actions that are working, that are actually converting to something you want, and make adjustments accordingly, because I do feel like it's that human connection. I feel like, unfortunately, when we went through the pandemic, we got so comfortable being behind screens that now we're like, you got to talk to people. Well, there's a lot of people that aren't online. So they're not online anymore because they're out and about. So if you want to connect with them, if you want to have those fierce, loyal clients, you got to go out there where they are. They're out and about.
I think that's definitely like topic for another day situation. But I do, part of being an influencer, everybody is an influencer. I know it's influencer is its own title, but if you run a business, clearly you're influencing people to do something somewhere down the line. But I think you have to learn to pivot. You have to learn to pivot and show up where people are, have those systems, like flowing them from one, like Dayna said, you're moving people from one place to another. It took me a really long time, Andriana, to accept that too. Like, I know you and I were talking, and it was like, I can look at my analytics and get caught up in the numbers, because you're like, man, I reached 10,000 accounts, but I got 2 dang on hearts on this thing. And so instantly you're like, okay. But then you got 20 messages. And in my mind, it's like, why not in just go ask that on my post. I'll answer you here, but come answer that. Go put it on my picture, because I needed to spiral up. And you just forget about you. Like, you were successful. Like, you did what you needed to do. There had to be a call of action or something within your post, because 30 people decided to come into your inbox. No, yeah, they could have hit the love on it. They could have did this, but they took an immediate action right away. They didn't wait. They went ahead and messaged you for whatever it was. Now you got to take that success and move them where you need to go, on the chessboard, so to speak, to get them into a sale. But it can be hard because it's like how self-care has gone. It's been glamorized, right? Like I said, I've known some influencers who post up their LinkedIn posts and how, and you see paid ad by Lincoln, and you're like, child, please tell me how you got Lincoln to pay you to just take a picture in your driveway with a car you don't drive, right? Like, it looks glamorous and it looks so sexy that you had this show up at your door and it was free, or Vogue or somebody. I don't know if Vogue actually does that, so don't come for me, Vogue. But, somebody had you come out and do this shoot just to go on Instagram or Facebook and post that you did it, and they could do it too. But it takes work. Like, there's a lot of work. It's not just the simple click of, hey, go like and share my post, bye, and then you just made $1 million. It can be so deceiving. It really can.
Yes, and that is what's always sold to people like me, because I want to feel good in that moment. And so if you're telling me all I need to do is use this right here and it'll get rid of gout, okay, let me go out and get it then, because I need to get rid of this. But in that moment, I'm thinking, yes, this is what I need. I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna try it out. Now with y'all two, I guess I'm the odd one out because y'all got to do all the research and everything like that. I'm getting there. So y'all pray my strength. I'm more of a researcher and just not go and jumping into the next best thing.
Unless I'm selling something, you should buy everything I tell you to sell. Buy.
I know. Ain't that funny? We just sat here and been like, don't you jump in my but when I post it, it's the gospel. So y'all need to go ahead.
Click the link and purchase. Click it.
Click the link, just drink it. I told you to drink it, so just dang on drink it. I know it's so bad. It is really so bad. On so many levels, honestly, ladies and gentlemen. I know guys do these things too. They act like they don't, but I know y'all are out there. But I know this is a tough one, a really tough one, and I love that Dayna wanted to talk about this because there are lots of people, lots of women out there jumping into this sphere, and there is money to be made. So don't think that, are y'all down in it? Is it not? Absolutely not. But it is a business. It is your career. It is your job, and it's going to take work. And love what you have. If, like Dayna said, if you've got 4 followers, love those 4 followers, and it'll all work out. And maybe you'll get to 4 million, and maybe you'll have 4 million customers, maybe you won't. But don't give up, y'all. We want to hear from you in the comments. What are all your, I can't remember all the questions, y'all. That was a lot of questions, but drop your answers in the comments. We would love to hear what you're thinking. Were there any influencers watching this evening? What are your takes? How do you navigate through your space? Help out those sisters out there watching who are like, I just need some help. And like Dayna said, comment, engage. We will definitely get back with you. If you are catching this in a replay, hashtag us replay, especially if you're doing it from Facebook, so that one of us, all of us can come in and see it so we do not miss it, because we appreciate you catching this live or replay. Either way does not matter. Y'all, if you can believe it, it's the end of the month. We're going into a whole other month, almost the end of the year. It's been amazing. We appreciate you. It's another month down. We wish you nothing but lots of love heading into this last month. Oh my gosh, last 31 days, y'all. All right, take it easy. We will see you next Wednesday. We'll see y'all in December. We will see you in December. The first Wednesday of December, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central Time. Until then, be safe.